Snap. What's up? Oh my gosh. We are live. Let me see something. Because I do not want the sound to be loud. Are we live over here? We are. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, this is the first live stream of Mom Jeans by NUTCASE, you guys. Hey, welcome and welcome back to Mom Jeans by NUTCASE. It is yours truly, the NUTCASE Case Nicole, and we are live because I wanted to talk about this girls trip situation, and I wanted to give y'all a little update about what I found out. Okay, be kind in the comments, please, and thank you, you guys. Hello, hello, hello. So yes, this whole situation kind of like I didn't know it was gonna be like this, but this whole situation kind of blew up on the channel as far as like videos is concerned. So I figured I'd give y'all a little update on this situation with this girls trip. And I don't know if y'all watched my original video, but we talked about some of the ways that this manipulation happens amongst women. And I just don't think it's right. Like, I just don't think it's the right thing to do. So we're going to talk about it a little bit further, you guys, and get into it. So stick around. First off, let me play my intro for you guys so you know it's getting started. All right, you guys. So listen. I was perturbed. I was perturbed by the comment section, y'all. I was a little bit perturbed because you know what? I'm not opposed to people having their own opinions about situations, but my issue with this whole girls trip situation is I just feel like there's no fellowship amongst women. And I understand why. Because a lot of the rhetoric that women are being fed these days is about hate on this, hate on that. She's hating on my man. She's hating on my clothes. She's hating on my body. She's hating on my hair. All of these different things that they want women to fight about. Y'all, we got to get through it. We got to get over it and we got to get through it. Okay. Because it's not serving anybody. It's not serving me. It's not serving you. And it was really interesting because I went to go do some digging, which I usually don't do because I want people to be able to live their own lives. And I want to go through some of the comments that we got as well when it comes to the video that I posted. Basically, this was a video about a girls' trip. Okay. And on the girls' trip, the young lady had her significant other, her man, come on the last day of the girls' trip. And everybody was like, well, why is that an issue? Why is that an issue? But there is an issue with it because when you share space with someone, it's just an unspoken rule that people should know, but they don't know about respecting people's space and respecting people's boundaries. So this girl brought her man because she kept saying her man, her man, her man. And she brought her man on the last day of the girls' trip. And everybody was like, well, why is the girl getting so angry? Because this young lady who was in the background being videotaped and recorded was really hype. And she was getting very dangerous with this young lady who was videotaping. And the girl said, I'm going to videotape you for my own safety because you getting out of pocket. and you're doing too much. And I was like, okay, well, let's give her a chance. Let's see what's going on. But I just don't know, y'all. I really don't know if it was the right thing to do, because it comes off in a way that I think a lot of people didn't pick up on as being very, I guess, media and social media thirsty. And a lot of y'all didn't pick up on that because y'all was in my comments acting a fool. Y'all was in my comments talking about the girl was acting crazy. Secretly, these women be out here gay. Secretly, these women want your man. And I get that, because a lot of times that can be the case. And I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. I feel like everybody was wrong a little bit. But I think one thing that a lot of people did not pick up on was the fact that if you really felt like you were in danger, why would you not call the police? That I was waiting for y'all to say it in the comments. I really was waiting for y'all to say it in the comments. If you were really that threatened for your life, why would you not pick up the phone instead of going live and call the police? I'm gonna go live for my safety. No, I'm not gonna go live for my safety. Who on live can help? Who on the live video is gonna be able to help me? If that girl decided to pick up a bottle and strike me over my head with the bottle, who on the live is going to help me? I'm just saying. It doesn't make sense to me. It really does not. Because if you think about it, I just don't understand why she just didn't call the police. Okay, y'all, listen. We're going to real quick. We're going to real quick look at this video real quick. Okay, just real quick. And it's loud.
Video
it's real
for my
loud.
Safety, because
okay, but we're just gonna look at the video real quick, because that was my question, right? This young lady right here, this young lady who is on the video screen, she decided to turn on her live, right? And she decided to record what was happening. Okay, so let's just look at this real quick, okay? Y'all let me know if there's any moment during this that you can't hear the sound, you let me know. And y'all be sure to subscribe, because a lot of y'all are watching, but you're not subscribing. So I need you guys to subscribe, like the video, please, and thank you. And be respectful. That's all I ask, okay? So let me see.
I'm recording this video for my safety because you're being real hostile. You was being hostile because your cousins is here. It is a girl strip, and she keeps saying I brought, but I brought my man came to see me the last night at our
Okay. Okay, y'all. Listen. First of all, look. What she say?
I'm recording this video for my safety because
okay. She said, I'm recording this video for my safety because I'm sorry, I got an issue with that. How you gonna be recording a video for your sake? Now, folks can do what they want to do. I don't think listen, I don't judge personally these women, but I'm saying, since everybody wants to talk about Black women's behavior and our image is in shambles, we look like fools out here with a lot of things that's being portrayed about us. We are turned into a stereotype all the time, and this is part of it. This is the reason why, right? Not only because of just situations that we find ourselves in like this, but also because of how the girl was acting in the background. She was irate. She was irate, and she was cussing, and she was getting angry and throwing things, getting out of pocket, breaking glass. This is why we look crazy. And I'm not saying that any of her actions are right. I don't condone violence. I don't think it's the right move to be violent with a person. But I said this in my original video because I spoke about the fact that you have to be able to, as a woman, control yourself in certain situations. But if you're going to get on a camera, if you're going to get on your social media and you're going to say, I'm going live for my safety, that does not make sense to me. I'm confused. Like, I don't understand how you could need to go live for your safety instead of calling the police. And I get it. Some people are like, well, we don't trust the police. They could come in here and act crazy. But that's the point. That's the tool that's in place for you. And while the police may come in and act crazy, look at the person behind you. They acting crazy right now, guaranteed. But you would rather risk dealing with this person behind you that doesn't have any type of requirements of behavior in this situation. The police have a certain level of behavior that they are required to exhibit when they're dealing with people, okay? But this girl in the background doesn't have any type of requirements like that, okay? Please excuse these people. They always coming and mowing the grass when I'm trying to do something, and I feel like it's a setup, but it's okay. We're gonna keep going. This girl in the background, she doesn't have to act or respond a certain way. She is a citizen at this point. When you call the police, they may not be regular citizens because of the fact that they're held to a certain standard. So for you to turn on the camera and say that you recording for your safety,
this video for my safety.
you're recording for your safety. How's the video gonna save you? If that girl decided to clock you upside the head, yes, it may deter her, but there's a lot of crazy people out here who are not deterred by a video camera. They don't care. They will still continue to be crazy and act insane. So that's the first part that I had an issue, like looking at it. I'm like, okay, she recording for her safety, but what? Because a lot of people are saying that it's a jealousy thing. And I do feel like there could be some envy, some jealousy going on. But I also feel like there was patronizing, making someone feel a certain way so that they will respond a certain way. Okay.
Because you're being real hostile. You was being hostile because your cousins is here. It is a girl's trip, and she keeps saying I brought, but I brought my man came to see me the last night.
Okay. So this is the ultimate question. You're saying it's a girl's trip. You're saying it's a girls trip, right? And when we all go on girls trips, we think about, okay, we're going to spend time with the girls. Maybe we're going to take a flight, go to a nice resort beach location. Maybe we're going to do a staycation and it's going to be a girls trip. But when you think about a girls trip or even a guy's trip, it's branded in a way where you're setting it up for just girls or just guys to spend time together and bond, right? And, you know, I don't think that it's wrong to have your significant other on a trip. My issue with this whole situation is she had branded this as a girls trip. Apparently, this was all what was agreed upon, but there was a man involved. Okay. Now, wait, listen to what she said. Come on, mute.
And our Airbnb. What you mean you want to account? What's for you? They were his friends. They came. That's the problem.
Okay, since we breaking it down, look, the girl in the background now, she talking about these apparent men who are sitting on the sofa. Okay. So let's just start here. If your man came to see you on the last day of the trip, what does that have to do with 3 other men sitting on the sofa? Why are they there? Why are they there? Because apparently the girl in the background, she doesn't like the fact that they're sitting right there. So why are they there? What's the purpose of them being on the sofa? Because a lot of people in the comments were making comments about, well, what does it matter that her man came on a trip? What does it matter her man came to see her the last day? What does it matter? What does it matter? But a lot of people are missing the fact that it's 3 other grown men on the sofa. So you mean to tell me, okay, because we talk about the types of women, that we're supposed to be in order to get into these phantom relationships. So is it okay for a woman to allow 3 grown men that she barely knows to sit on the sofa? Would it be okay if it was just her man there? Maybe. If it was just the man that she wanted to bring and that she said was there for her, maybe it would have been a better situation. Maybe the girl in the background wouldn't have been so upset about it. but it's 3 other dudes on the sofa in the background. Where they came from? Why are they there? I mean, me personally, like, I don't like to. I've been in situations, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us as women have been in situations where we've had a friend, they meet somebody, whoever they meet or whoever they're dealing with, they got friends. And then while you're mingling with your person, then your person's friends are mingling with your friends, or you are the friend mingling with the other friends, and everybody's getting along and doing things. But you never know if somebody's actually going to be comfortable with that. You never know if they had an agreement about that. So this my thing. This my thing, right? I feel like it was all for clout. I feel like it was all for clout. And I listen, I'm not saying that it's a fake video. I actually don't think the video is fake. I think the video is real. I just feel like the whole performance that's being done right here, the whole performance, the whole talking to the camera and all of this, and I'm gonna show her on camera and I'm gonna do all this and quote unquote get proof and protect myself for safety. I feel like it was all for clout. And you know what? Who are we to judge? We aren't anyone to judge. You know why? It's because everybody's looking for their come up these days. Everybody is trying to find their way to come out of a negative situation. Everybody's trying to find their niche. Everybody's trying to find their place. Nobody wants to be in the hood. Nobody wants to be a person who is impoverished. Nobody wants to be a person who doesn't have the things that they need or possibly have the things that they want. Everybody wants to have their place. But a lot of people out here are clout chasing. Now, I'm going to tell you why I said that. Because I feel like this whole thing that she was doing, talking about, oh, because if you run it back, right?
This is what I mean
She gonna say it herself.
by hostile. I came here with her cousin, and now she acting weird because she want an audience.
You see what I'm saying? Where she was like, oh, now she acting weird because she wants an audience. Who really wants the audience though? Who really wants the audience? Because I agree with a lot of you guys. Because in the comments, a lot of you guys were saying that, oh, these women, oh, she's hating because she's alone, or you know, women will unalive you over a man and all these other types of things. And I feel like that is very true. But I also feel that a lot of times women who want to be put in a certain position or feel that they should be raised to a certain level on a certain pedestal will poke at people and mess with people to get the response that they need to bring in the type of energy that they want to have. And that's why you have to be very careful about the company that you keep. You have to be very careful about the people around you, because you never understand really and fully what their motives and intentions are unless you have that type of relationship where you guys have both come to the agreement to say, I am this, and this is how I want to show up in your life, and you are this, and this is how you're going to show up in my life, and you're actually a true friend. A true friend would not post their friend on social media, no matter if it's about safety or not. A true friend would not post their friend in a compromising situation on social media. A true friend would not provoke their friend into an aggressive, angry, hostile place for likes, clicks, and views. They just wouldn't do it, because I've been in arguments with people who I've called friends, who I still call friends. Friendships are just like relationships. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to have arguments. You're going to have times where you're not going to necessarily see eye to eye on every single situation. But real friends don't put their friends in precarious situations with violence, which is true. And real friends also do not allow their friend's image to be portrayed in such a negative way. So if you want to really talk about it, because everybody is basically sticking up for the girl on camera, and I don't want to necessarily hang out with either one of them, because if you can't control your anger, that's a problem, because that means that whenever we're in a situation, you may put me in danger. So I don't want to hang out with the girl in the background, and I don't want to hang out with the girl holding the camera, because if you're the one holding the camera, if you're my friend and I'm going through something and you want to get those viral moments, you may allow me to be viewed in a specific particular way for social media to benefit yourself. Now, let me show y'all real quick. Let me see if I could pull this up. Because I told y'all I had an update, and it's very interesting. Let's see about this. Okay, so this is my TikTok, you guys. If you want to go follow me on TikTok, feel free to do so. But the girl said, look what she say. We're gonna get it there. Look at this. She knows she did. She talking about story time. Okay.
Yeah.
Story time. You want a story time? Of course, the hashtags. Everybody want to know what happened, right? Okay, cool. Do you want a part 2? Get me to 5K. You see what I'm saying? Want a part 2? Get me to 5K. You know what I mean? Do you, boo? Come up how you need to come up. I don't have a problem with people wanting to come up a certain way. But see, that's why there's definitions of different women. There's a difference between women. And there's a lot of women, okay, pretty girl problems.
Say what?
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
This the type of behavior.
Say it with me if you are. How?
It's cute. This the trend. This what people do. This the trend. And she looked like she's a truck driver. She looked like she works very hard. And I'm not knocking this girl hustle, whatever this girl hustle is.
I said, you acting like a bitch.
But come on.
He said, you acting like a bitch.
What was it really about?
If I'm a bitch, smack a bitch. You feel me? He said, well, if I'm a bitch, smack a bitch. And I stepped towards him. You feel me? But he a bitch. That's real. And I ain't. That's real.
What was it really about? You get what I'm saying? Was it really about her safety, or was it about clicks and fucking views? Was it about her protecting herself? Was it about her feeling threatened, or was it about clicks and views? Which leads me to my point in my original video, which I said people like to turn on the camera after they've riled you up. People like to turn on the camera after they've gotten you to a specific position in your mental state by triggering you, so that then they can capture the exact moment that they need to get whatever proof or evidence to basically continue to play victim in a situation or benefit off of your energy. That's what people don't understand. Because it doesn't matter if it's a codependent spouse or somebody who's living off of you. It doesn't matter if it's someone who constantly needs validation from you. People feed off of your energy for this exact reason. And this is why, to my women who understand that it was out of pocket for her to bring her man on a girls trip, that's my whole point. You in it for the clicks and the views. And she's very beautiful. Like I feel like whoever this woman is, more power to her. You get what I'm saying? More power to you. You get what I'm saying? Do you come up however you feel like you need to come up. But this is as a woman who really values women coming up to a higher level and not just thinking singularly, but thinking as a collective. It doesn't matter if one of us come. Look at all these celebrities. Look at everything that's going on with these people. They come up to these positions and then they leave everybody behind. And sometimes you have to do that. You can't take everybody with you. But there's a certain level of selfishness that we have as a society right now where everybody's looking out for self. Everybody's looking out for one. And maybe that's what we need to evolve situations and make it so that we have more cohesivity together, to make it so that we actually put ourselves first. If especially you've been in a situation where you've been victimized, or you always put yourself last. Like, I get that there's nuance to all of these conversations, but look at the type of behavior that you're talking about. Look at the type of behavior. It's clout chasing, bro. Like, it's cute to go out and party and do your thing and do what you want to do. I'm not saying that you can't do that. But the fact that she came up and basically did all of this stuff, the fact that she came and did all of this stuff
These supposed to be my friends.
on this video, doing all of this, talking about it's for her safety. No, if it was for your safety, you would have called the police. If it was for your safety, you would have called the police. But it wasn't for her safety. And I can almost guarantee you, because I don't know for sure because I was not there, so this is just my opinion, but I can almost guarantee you that she probably cussed that girl out. That girl in the background was probably irritated when she turned on that camera. She probably cussed that girl out, or she probably said something that was out of line, out of pocket, brought up personal situations. And then what made it worse is that was probably all going on in front of them 3 dudes that were still there. And her man left. So does that make it right? Like, no, it don't make it right. It don't make it right. It's sad. It's sad. Because I don't understand why women have to be like this. I really don't. You got the comment section talking about they hate because she is not alone. Oh, okay. She does have the right to bring her man to her Airbnb. Okay. Yeah, she does have the right, but is it something that is going to benefit the entire situation? I understand people are going to think selfishly, right? But would you want somebody to treat you however they want to treat you just because that's how they feel on that particular day? Would you want someone to treat you like dirt, treat you like trash, totally disregard your opinions, totally disregard your feelings, totally disregard your comfort levels and what you have going on when you're sharing space with that person? Would you want somebody to do that to you? Because I think a lot of people forget that the things that we get so upset with other people about, we're so easily persuaded and pushed to do those things to those other people. Like, it may not always show up in the same way, but what if it was the other way around? What if you were in a situation that you put someone in that made them uncomfortable, and then you turn around and end up in a situation that you're uncomfortable with? You would want somebody to understand. At least try to empathize with the situation. I'm so glad I don't have female friends. He wasn't invited. With friends like this, who needs enemies? Specifically, the level of aggression is envious, and that could be true. But you know what? The level of aggression could also be being fed up. Sometimes people aren't just aggressive because they're jealous and envious of you. And sometimes everybody's not jealous and envious of you. Sometimes your ego is too big. And you think the world revolves around you when it fucking doesn't. Sometimes just because your head has been blown up from random people, whether it be men, women, whoever, just because you've blown your own head up, or you've allowed social media to blow your head up, or you allow other people to come in and blow your head up. Sometimes your ego is a little too big and you think that you're more important than what you really are. And everybody's gonna call me a hater. Everybody's gonna call me mad. Everybody's gonna say, oh, you hating on her. No, I'm just tired of seeing women treat women like trash. I'm tired of seeing women treat other women like dirt. I'm tired of seeing women be manipulated by a patriarchal system that has pitted us against each other for years. For years. For the benefit of men and sometimes other women harvesting our energy. And y'all don't understand that. Some of y'all ain't ready for that yet. Some of y'all don't understand that yet. Some of y'all ain't ready to accept it. But that's what's going on. It's energy harvesting. It's just like when you look at Black people who have apparently been in slavery and been enslaved, and now white supremacy doesn't even have to really do anything because we do it to ourselves. Is it not? Is it not a similar situation? Because you sit here and you have, it wouldn't have bothered me. Okay, it wouldn't have bothered me about her man visiting, especially if they weren't bothering me. This is too much hostility over nothing. It's not nothing. It's not nothing. And just because a lot of people were saying too, she paid for the room, so she should be able to do what she wants. That's the update. The update is that she's waiting on 5,000 followers to tell y'all what's going on. The update is that it's about followers, likes, and views. And cool, get your money. Do what you got to do. That's why I said I'm not mad at nobody's come up, because I'm coming up off of her and this foolishness. But at the end of the day, that's what you have to realize about these situations when you're dealing with personal relationships with people who you're supposed to care about. That should not play a role in how you treat a person. It's how many likes, followers, and views. And that's the problem with this whole situation. Because when she cut on that camera, she cut it on for attention. But that's the gaslighting that everybody doesn't want to pay attention to. She cut it on for that attention that she was going to get for being a victim. And how many likes and views she could get, how many followers she could get, how much traffic she could get on her account for having some salacious situation. And while she didn't actually post the live on her account, the actual effects of her going live, it served the purpose. It served the purpose, because if you really wanted to protect your safety, you would have called the police. Because I would call the police. I don't care what people say about the police, and it shouldn't matter. If somebody is attacking you and doing things to you, yes, you can cut on the camera till they get there. I don't think there's a problem with that. But she obviously did not call the police, because she was later on in the video talking about her man coming to get her. She gonna text her man to come get her. The man wasn't even there, and he left 3 men on the sofa. What is how? Where is that okay? Where is that okay? But see, a lot of people are stupid. And I'm just gonna say, a lot of people are dumb and stupid. A lot of women have been brainwashed to the point of ignorance. And ignorance is bliss, because it's so nice to not have to think about things that actually make sense. Like it's really easy to just fall into the false sense of security that illusions and delusions give you, because it's comfortable. Beautiful lies. They're so beautiful, and they're so soft and plushy, but it's still a fucking lie. It's still a lie. And at the end of the day, if you don't want to be real about a situation where you could respect another person, if you don't want to understand where there needs to be common decency and respect, we all gonna be out here looking like Wolverine. We all gonna be out here looking crazy. We all gonna be out here fighting each other. We're all gonna be out here, and that's how it is right now. But then folks want to act like they're happy. People like this, and then I did some research on her, and she was in a YouTube video. She was in a YouTube video with this man. What's his name? Myron Jewel, I think that's his name. She was in a YouTube video with him, like one of them videos where there's a man, and then there's a bunch of women who come in and, like, I guess advertise themselves. It's given thought behavior. And that's cool if you want to live your life like that. Listen, I ain't mad, because it's hard to be a woman out here and be smart. It's hard to be a woman out here and not use your body. It's hard to be a woman out here who's actually carrying themselves with class and dignity and authority. Because you don't get the likes and the views. You don't get the money. You don't get the attention. You don't get the man. Because you know better. You know better than to degrade yourself. You know better than to lower yourself. You know better than to accept any old thing that people throw at you. So it's hard. So I'm not mad at the thought girls. I'm not mad at the whores. I'm not mad at the twerking girls. But I'm not saying that it's okay either. Because at the end of the day, how much is your dignity worth? How much are you worth? How much are you willing to sell yourself for? You get what I'm saying? Like, how much are you really willing to sell yourself for? Because obviously not that much. And then the crazy part is, oh, they're jealous of her. Why? Facts, Hayden. And then he's like, why are they jealous of her? Because you settle for a man who's willing to go against boundaries that should be understood. Because as a grown man, let me just say this, as a grown man, you should know that it's not okay to bring a bunch of other grown men into a space with women and not be able to guarantee that there'll be safety. As a grown man, that should not be okay with you. But it is for so many men, because guess what? They're only out looking for where am I going to find the next cat? When am I going to get to dive into the next wet, juicy cat? Sniffing it out. So as a woman, if that's the whole point, and we're not being treated the way we want to be treated, if that's the whole point that a lot of men have, it's not all men. I know there's a lot of smart men. I'm not going to say there's not, because I used to be in that type of mindset where all men are the same. They're not. I get that. But if you allow it, that's what you're going to get. And they're sitting here talking about she's jealous. She's jealous. Okay. Now, it's some smart people that was in the comments. If it was a girl's trip, there shouldn't have been no dudes, whether you invited him or he popped up. However, she took it a little too far. And I agree with that. Right? I would have called my babe and told him to come get me. Okay. In a heartbeat. Yup, because girl, bye. Remember, a girl's trip turning sour on me, but I always have my own money when I go places, so I left them and enjoy the remainder of my time solo. Chicks be haters for real. And I get that too. None of this stuff is necessarily false. I'm not saying that there aren't women out there who are jealous of you in a relationship. I'm not saying that there aren't women out there who are going to be jealous of your looks, your career, how you carry yourself, what you have going on. But you can't sit there and provoke hostility and then turn around and be like, oh, I can't believe that you acting like this. I can't believe that you are just, all I did was, no. Girl, sit down and shut the fuck up. I'm so tired. I be tired of women like that. I'm sorry. I be tired of women like that. Cause if you're gonna be the type of person, right, to go on to social media, right, and say you want a part two, get me the 5K. Get me the 5K. Get your money, boo. Get your money. Get your money and do what you need to do. But you got every other video.
Who was there for you when your ass was out of work? Me, not that bitch. Me. Talk to her.
You see what I'm saying? Or if not, you get what I'm saying? Okay, go ahead and sell yourself. Go ahead and sell yourself. Go ahead. It's a whole lot of women out here. It's a whole lot of women out here who are making it seem like this isn't just an upgraded way of prostituting. That's not the only thing that we can do. If you actually decide to stand up for things that are important and things that you value in your life as a woman, if all of us decided to come together as women and have higher fucking standards, men wouldn't have a choice. Because while these women are in the comments talking about whatever they're talking about, when it comes to her having the right, oh, she ain't your friend. I don't know who they talking about. She didn't invite him. He popped up. It's still a problem. Oh, the friend who's clowning has something else going on. Why can't it just be because her friend just showcased it? Why does she have to have another problem besides what this woman is doing? Why does the friend in the background getting hyped and getting upset have to have any other problem besides how her friend is treating her? Why does she have to have another problem going on? Oh, she clowning. She has something else going on. Too mad, ready to fight. Oh, okay. Same old thing. Well, our black women will learn you don't bring. See, people can't, folks don't even be knowing how to talk, child. Talking about gutter fish friends. And then folks talking about girls trip means girls trip. She wanted to get freaked out on her last night. That's interesting. Oh, she wanted her. She wanted her. That's why. No, what how about maybe it's just you're treating me in a disrespectful way and you allowed your man to come in and disrespect my boundaries and you put him on a higher pedestal than you put our friendship. And then you turned the camera on me in my weak and vulnerable moment and decided to showcase my discomfort for clicks and views. Why can't that be the problem? Why can't that be the problem? So what are you supposed to do then? That's what I'm trying to figure out. When it comes to this whole situation, what is the girls trip rules? What is the rules of a girls trip then? If all this is okay, what are the rules of a girls trip? Because to me, when you have a girls trip, it means girls trip. If it was supposed to be girls and boyfriend on the last night trip, then that's what we would call it, right? Girls plus one. Girls trip together and then we do something. It would just be called a fucking trip. It wouldn't be all of this. What do you call it then? Because when you have a set of friends, if you want to have any type of respect, understanding, empathy amongst those people, then you'll be able to talk about things. You'll be able to plan things. And then yes, plans change. I understand. Plans change. But still, there should be a level of communication and respect. And in my opinion, a girls trip means a girls trip because once you introduce a significant other in a place that was supposed to be sacred, it's like, okay, what's the point then? If it ain't no rules, that's the same as talking about marriage. Marriage, to a lot of people, traditional marriage is supposed to be between two people, and it's between those two people. But then, what do you call it when you bring somebody else into the marriage? What is that called? It's called cheating. And she's not in a committed relationship with that girl. I don't think it has to be that serious. But if you're going to disrespect me, that's why that girl got mad. And everybody want to be like, oh, why she get so upset? Because you disrespected me. You disrespect. She was disrespected on many different levels. And then gaslit into acting like she was tripping. And it looked like she was on the other side of the island doing just fine, explaining herself. She might have been a little loud, and I get that. And I feel like she was disrespecting the girl holding the camera because she was acting a fool. And that's why I said in my video that you got to learn how to control yourself. You got to learn how to control yourself, and you have to learn how to not allow other people to trigger you, because that is the energy harvest. The more energy you put into the situation, the more energy they're able to pull out of you and drain from you. So, of course, she's wrong, but this is the thing. It's obvious that she's wrong, but nobody likes to talk about the subtle undertones of bullshit that people like to throw in your face these days. Nobody wants to talk about those subtle undertones of blackmail, gaslighting, breadcrumbing, love bombing, all these things that we love to talk about, but we only like to put it in little boxes specific to certain people or certain situations. Women only like to say, oh, they only like to talk about gaslighting when men do it, but women gaslight too. Women breadcrumb too. And it's not really a man or woman thing. It's about human decency and respect. So we can talk about the obvious of how she was overreacting, quote unquote, and how she was going too far, quote unquote. But nobody wants to talk about how you get there. Y'all know all them pranksters that be online and they run them pranks on people that don't know that they're getting pranks run on them. And they're already at the end of their rope and they're tired from their 9 to 5 and probably their second job and whatever side hustle that they do. And then a little snot-nosed kid comes up and tries to prank them on the street or at their job or in the grocery store. And now folks are starting to get pow-powed at because they're sitting here. These kids are starting to get pow-powed in the streets because they're messing with these folks at their jobs, or they're messing with these folks in the store, or they're messing with these people's property. And everybody wants to say, oh, they shouldn't have pow-powed them kids. They was just pranking. But why would you fuck with somebody at their job? Why would you mess with someone like that? Why would you go into a public place not letting anybody know that you're doing what you're doing and pick at somebody? That's bullying. That's bullying. And everybody's okay for certain people. If you're a woman and you got a fat ass and you got a nice lace front and you got some big titties and you know how to twerk, it's okay for you to be a bully. It's okay if you look aesthetically beautiful for you to be a bully. But it makes you ugly on the inside as a woman. And it doesn't change the fact that you're actually being a bully. So you can't get upset at people who are provoked and provoked and provoked. You kind of got to say, okay, what do we need to do to stop provoking these people? What is it? And sometimes you can't help it. And I'm not trying to say that it's a situation where as a victim, you should be held responsible for other people's aggression. That's not what I'm saying, because people are going to try to flip it like that. But what is the boundary? What is the rules of the girl? Like, what is the situation of the friendship, of the girls trip, of whatever this is? Where is the line aligned? Because everyone keeps wanting to, they keep wanting to move the line and move the goalpost when it's convenient for them. But I just feel like the whole situation was fucked up. Because you can't expect a person, if she would have handled that situation and this video would have came out after the fact, if she hadn't gone live and she would have recorded that girl, and she would have said, I'm on this video and I'm scared. I'm in the room. Like, she was out in the main room talking about, I'm recording for my safety on live. If she would have been in the back room with the door closed, okay, I understand you feel that way. I'm gonna go in the room. I'm about to call the police. She acting crazy. If she would have caught all that on tape, immediately went in the room, you get what I'm saying? And then got off live, not even been on live. If she would have just called the police and then videotaped it, and then the police showed up, I would have less of a problem with her. I just don't like women who try to manipulate other people. And it's like, okay, everybody's talking about, oh, she mad because you got a man and she don't. A lot of these women out here who are like that, clout chasing like that, they got a man. They always gonna have a man. They gonna have a man from sun up to sundown. Till the cows come home, they gonna have a man. But are they really happy with that man? Is that man really doing anything for their life? Do you ever see them actually get married, have committed relationships, stay in those marriages for years? No. It's not, it don't work like that, because those types of women only want the attention for however long they can get the attention. They don't want it to actually turn into anything good. They want it to be the situation where they're getting this praise and they have this and they have that. It's a self-esteem issue. It's an insecurity. It thrives on whatever that is. It thrives on insecurity. It's the part of a person, whether you're a man or a woman, where you need validation from another person to feel secure. And she's beautiful. She shouldn't need that, but I can tell that's who she is as a person. And if she wants to come and say that that's not her as a person, fine, whatever. Honestly, I don't really give a fuck. But I get tired of seeing situations where women are pitted against each other. And I really get tired of seeing situations where women perpetuate the same patriarchal bullshit against other women, just like Black people perpetuate white supremacy on other Black people. It's a mess. It's just a mess. And what's the difference? Okay, so what's the difference? Girls trip versus guys trip. What's the difference? If a man brought his girl, right? Because one of y'all got in the comments and y'all said that. One of y'all got in the comments and y'all had said, well, I think it was a guy. Let's read that comment, because I know I saw it. And I'm trying to figure out. Okay, here we go. Because I definitely understood this comment right here. This guy said, this is my first time I've come across your page, and I watched your video entirely before commenting, and I like your perspective on everything that you said. I would like to ask you a question that hopefully you can answer in your next video, because I certainly have experienced a guy's trip, right? Where one of my homeboys brought his girl out to Denver, and none of us guys acted in this way. And he's notoriously known for it, because him and his girl been together for multiple years now. We will plan to go to baseball games, basketball games, even football games, have the Market Street. Okay, well, he's basically saying that his guy friend, child, I've been trying to read people's comments. It's hard because everybody's got different tones and vernacular. But he's basically saying that he would bring the girl to all the bars and all the plans that they schedule. And he said, why can guys get along like this and understand, whereas a lot of the girls' trips I hear about end in this fashion in your video, right? And I replied to him and I told him a long reply, but it's basically because, let me get my charger too. It's basically because, like, when you think about it, women we've never actually been allowed, really, like, now there are some caveats to this, because I do feel like men are now being kind of suppressed in certain ways in the media as women have been suppressed. So I take this with a grain of salt, but in a lot of ways, women over the course of history have always been treated as objects. women over the course of history, and I'm not necessarily subscribing to any type of title. Don't put a title on me. I'm not a feminist. I'm just a person who thinks about things in a different way. But it's like the way that women have been made to feel boxed in for hundreds of years, the way that women's bodies are policed, the way that we can't even choose where we want to, live or work or cohabitate with other people without having to worry about our safety or how much we're going to be paid and treated and whether or not it's going to be equal, and all these different ways that we've been boxed in to feel certain ways, to do certain things, to react and respond in certain ways. Of course, it's not going to be that big of a deal for a man. Virtually, that's what I was saying in the comment. Because men don't have constant pressure and scrutiny on them to find a girl. It's more relaxed. Because that woman was in that situation, I'm not saying it was because of the pressure to find a man, but I feel like some women react as if every woman hates them. Some women react as if every woman is jealous. Some women react as if they're just like this walking target for other women. And it's not actually true. And if it is true, it's like, who the fuck cares? Live your life. There's situations where, yes, there may be women who are jealous of you. There may be situations where, yes, people may hate on you. There may be situations where you could definitely be put in a situation where you have to watch your back because somebody may be jealous of you. But that it's like certain women walk around like as if that's just how every person thinks about them all the time. I know y'all have seen the videos on YouTube or TikTok where, especially with Black women, you'll try to give a Black woman a compliment and she'll have the fucking stank face on. It's like, girl, get over yourself. Yes, of course, live your life and do you. But there's a level, it's not even about humility. It's just about like common sense. It's like there's just a level of ignorance that I feel like women have when it comes to those situations, and they don't realize how stupid it looks. Like they don't realize how dumb it looks to be out and always have to like base your worth on the size of your ass or how much cleavage you show or what your wig is laid like. It's like there's so much pressure that we then put on ourselves. And we're perpetuating the same stereotypes. And there's really no difference. Honestly, if there was a guys trip where guys got heated and were in an argument like this, it wouldn't happen. I don't think. I don't believe it actually would happen. But if there was a guys trip, I would feel the same way. I don't think that women should necessarily be in spaces where guys are trying to bond as like men. I don't think it's right for women to try to overcrowd spaces where men have the ability to just be men, because there's certain jokes that men have that women might feel inappropriate, but there's also certain jokes that women have that men might feel appropriate. I mean, I don't know. I said what I said. I just felt like it was just some bullshit. Like I just felt like it was some bullshit. And I felt like it was just extra for no reason. Like why are you sitting here in this position doing this? Why are you putting your friend in this position? To the point where now you in the back room and everybody talking about, are you safe? Are you safe? Are you safe? Yeah, the girl's safe. The girl's safe and she's trying to get to 5K. The girl's safe and I'm not gonna play it. And then you see, this is the excuse. This is what you get. This is what you get. You get men that sit here and have another reason to scrutinize and criticize women. Because you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. As a woman, that's the difference. That's why men aren't gonna get this upset. Because they're like, oh, do you, bro? Because it's never that much pressure. I mean, it is pressure, but it's never the same. Like, women can't go out and have a whole phase and be like, oh yeah, you getting it, girl. Yeah, maybe the other women, but men are never gonna see us like that. They're gonna see you as a hoe. That's why it's called a hoe phase. When women want to have multiple husbands, men aren't going to see it the same way as a man wanting to have multiple wives. It's just, it don't work like that. But the reason why all this happens is because of that example. It's about what's being set forth. And it's a deeper conversation than I can really get all the way into, to be honest with you. Because it's a lot deeper than what y'all think. A lot of men want to make it seem like women are just acting crazy because they acting crazy. But it's really the influence. Who influenced us? Who influenced us? I know you are, but what am I? Like, come on. Why are women acting the way they're acting? Because we've been influenced at this. We've been programmed to be this way because, oh, this is what we have to do to survive. We got to bend over, or we got to lean back and put the cat in the V for anybody to listen to me. We got to bend over and lean back and stick our ass out for anybody to listen and pay attention. We got to have a big butt, look like a bubble, for anybody to look and listen and pay attention, because us just being us and us just having a personality has not been perpetuated as being enough. So as a woman, you have to understand, number one, not to let other people provoke you, no matter who it is. You got to know who you are and whose you are, so that you don't let other people just provoke you for no reason. You got to understand that people are going to try to come and trigger you, whether it's whoever, whether it's your friends, whether it's your family, whether it's your significant other. If somebody is not healed, because a lot of people like to say that they're healed, but they don't know the first thing about healing. But as a woman, if you really want to live your best life, because at the end of the day, even if the woman has a man, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that she's happy. And then a lot of women don't even want the relationship. They just want the wedding. But if you want to be a woman who's actually balanced and you don't get caught up in these situations, you have to understand how to not let people provoke you. You have to understand that you have more value than what's between your legs. You have to understand that if you want change in your life, it may not necessarily happen overnight, and it may not necessarily be something that's easy, but controlling yourself and evolving yourself and transforming into something that's of more value is going to be a higher commodity. Of course, the easy ones, you're going to see a lot of people, you're going to see a lot of easy women, and it's going to be very challenging, because I'm telling you from personal experience, it's going to be extremely challenging for you not to stoop to that lower level. It's going to be very challenging for you to see women out here flaunting their man, because it happens all the time. And you're going to be like, dang, well, why? How come I'm not being chosen? Or how come, people aren't clamoring to be with me? It's because they know that they can't fuck with you. They know that they can't be on your level. They know that they can't give you what you deserve. They know that they cannot show up in your life the way that they know you deserve someone to show up. So they're not going to choose you. They're going to choose the easy bitch who's out here twerking her ass, because they know that they can get away with it. They know that they can get away with doing what they want to do and being who they want to be. And some men are just attracted to that. Some men are just attracted to the hoes. Some men just want that thuggish, ruggish bone, whatever you want to call it. And you, if you're not that type of girl, you can't be mad at that, because even though it's going to be hard, the more that you compose yourself and the more that you keep yourself solid when people trigger you, even though it feels like it's going to be a grind, you're going to get there one day. And you may not have the relationship right now, or you may not have the friends right now, or you may not have the camaraderie fake camaraderie that you see these other women have, but you'll have your dignity. You'll have your fucking dignity. You'll have class. Your soul will be intact. And it doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people because people don't want you to know how important that is. They don't want you to know how important having your soul intact is. But when you lay down at night, you'll be able to sleep better. When you do get to that point where you rise, you won't feel like it's people chasing you. You won't always have to look over your shoulder. And if you surround yourself with other women who want to elevate, eventually you'll find yourself in a place where you're going to look up and be like, dang, I'm actually in a place that I'm happy to be in. I'm actually doing something that I'm proud of. I'm actually accomplishing my goals. And I'm living at a higher standard than I ever thought I could because I believed in myself. And once you get to that place, you'll realize how important it is to control and compose yourself so that people like this don't trigger you, because they will try. That's the most important thing that I want women to understand. And the more that we all understand this, and the more that we all get on one accord, the less men will be able to use and abuse us. Because even though these girls want to act like it's all sweet and everything's gravy, a lot of them, they either getting cheated on, hands and feet put on, or they really not happy at the end of the day. And they're settling for whatever scraps that come in. And if we all were to be able to have a little class and dignity, because I'm just tired of seeing hoe ass shit. It's fine. It's fine. Like it's fine to like listen to the Megan Thee Stallions. It's fine to listen to the Glorrillas. It's fine to listen to who else? The Lottos, and I mean Nicki Minaj, I guess. But like it's fine to Ice Spice, City Girls. What's that girl name? Sexy Red. Like, I'm not saying that I don't listen to them girls. I'm not saying that I don't be twerking sometimes. I'm just saying you have to understand that there's a certain level that you can go with that, and you have to cut it off when it becomes your life, because that ain't real life. It's not real life. And I feel like it's good for us women to be able to be free and like do what we feel like we want to do. And I feel like men should also understand these boundaries. And that's what I picked up on in the video as well, because that man who was talking about this is why you don't go on girls trips and all this other stuff. No. Men should also have the boundaries to understand that if it's a girls trip, just like women should not go on a guy's trip, just like women should not include themselves and insert themselves in men's situations, I feel like men should have enough common sense, couth, class, dignity, understanding, boundaries, self-restraint, discipline, not to insert themselves in situations involving women. And they should be able to say, oh, that might be inappropriate. That might be a little inappropriate for me to bring myself and 3 other niggas. Ooh, for me to bring myself and 3 other dudes into these women's spaces. I mean, you know, I'm just apparently out here talking shit. Hey, May. Hey, Lanice. Hey, Sandra. I mean, I'm just saying. That's exactly what it is, May. It's instant gratification. It's the fact that sometimes people think that it's better to get you either. This is the thing. Right? This is the thing. You're gonna, what do they say? You're either gonna have it, it's either gonna be quick or fast, cheap or expensive. If you want something to be, well, okay, let's see. If you want something to be good quality and you want it to be fast, it's not gonna be cheap. Okay? If you want something to be good quality and you want it to be cheap, it ain't gonna be fast. Okay? And if you want something to be, you get what I'm saying? I always get mixed up with that. I always get mixed up. But if you want it to be cheap and fast, it's not gonna be good quality. If you want it to be fast and good quality, it ain't gonna be cheap. It's gonna be expensive. So it's like everybody, you gotta figure out what's your soul worth. What is your soul worth at the end of the day? And that's the part that I don't like. I just don't like the fact that so many women are dumb as fuck. Because it's like at the end of the day, it's like you're validating by allowing someone within our own group to gaslight another woman within our own group. You're giving permission to all the men who want to use and abuse us to do it, because you're doing it. Just like black people give white people the permission to use and abuse them, because we do it to each other. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. And I'm tired of the whole shit. And I feel like a lot of people are waking up to it. And if the girl was really in danger, why didn't she call the police? Call the police. I get it. Black men might not have called the police, but she ain't a black man. She's a black woman. And I know that there are situations with black women in the police too. I'm not trying to get into that. Why didn't you call the police? If you feared your life, why you didn't call the police? But you got on live. Because more than likely, you a clout chasing, whorish woman who wants a quick and easy come up without doing the work. But that's okay. Because there's going to be less and less of those type of women. This is the hopeful part. For me, this is the hopeful part. A lot of us women, whether people want to admit it or not, whether people like what I'm saying or not, there's going to be a lot more women who are waking up to this. Because it seems like, oh my God, when is it ever going to change? The faster women decide to treat themselves with class and authority, the faster men will treat us with class and authority, and we'll get more of what we want. And there's going to be women who don't want to do it. And there's going to be men who don't want to do it. But at the end of the day, there's more and more women who are waking up to this. And there's going to be less and less hoes to choose from. There's going to be less and less hoes to choose from. So whoever, as a masculine or as a man, wants to have that easy come up with a woman, and the woman who wants to have an easy come up with a man, it's going to start to be inbred. It's going to start to be inbred, which means they're going to all start flowing together with each other, and the sample size is going to start dwindling, smaller and smaller and smaller. And there's going to be less and less women who are down for that shit, because it's already happening and they're already trying to hide it so that we don't know that we're tired of it, so that we don't know how many of us are tired of it. And there's less and less women who are going to be on that type of behavior. So you're going to see the ones come up who want that easy way out. But then if there's less and less of us who are condoning that type of behavior, how much time do you think they're going to have in their fame window? It's going to be less than 15 minutes. And that's fine. It's going to be a hard grind for a minute. But that's why I'm making this content. That's why I wanted to focus on this video, is because a lot of people want us to think as women that there are not that many of us. A lot of men want us to think that, oh, you're going to have to settle. You're going to have to do something someday. Oh, and then you got kids. Then you got bodies. And then you a virgin and you ain't got no experience. Then you too skinny. Then you too fat. Then you in the middle. They want us to think about all these stipulations. that are unrealistic, and they don't want us to know that as a collective, we all are refusing to deal with it because we tired. What I said in the Diddy video, because I'm tired. We tired. And they don't want us to see it. But if we continue to build ourselves up and we continue to work on self-development, which is a valid part of having a happy and fulfilled life, and we continue to do things in a grind type of way, like if we continue to come up and improve ourselves, it's not going to be easy in the beginning, but it's going to get easier and easier and easier. And I believe that there are men who are starting to get tired of seeing cheeks. Wait, what was it? Thugnificent? Was he talking about booty butt cheeks on Boondocks? Booty butt cheeks. It's cool to look at, but don't nobody want to be with a hoe for real. Men want to be able to have hoes, but they don't want to be with a hoe. Not for real. So eventually, it's going to get played out. It's going to be a toy that people get tired of, and it goes into the closet and start collecting dust. And then we're going to figure out how we can start making this change, okay? So if you enjoyed this content, be sure to like the video, subscribe, you guys. I really appreciate all of you for being here. I am going to go ahead and go because I just wanted to come over here and talk some shit. I sure did. I just wanted to come on here and talk some shit because I didn't like the fact that all them comments was acting like that girl was out of line or she was gay or she was jealous. Or no, she wasn't none of that. She was being gaslit and provoked. And she just doesn't have the knowledge yet, or maybe she chose, whatever, it was her choice to not handle the situation more properly. But I want all of you who are watching this, or all of you who have come back to see that the update is a clout chase. And I want you to understand how that works in your own life and really think about how much you're willing to sell your soul for. Okay? So I'm finna go. I see y'all. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, click on any other content, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.